You might be technically free because, yes, we have a First Amendment, but that doesn't mean that we are not living with certain effects of totalitarianism that make you feel scared to speak up about the things that you believe. So talking about taking that kind of totalitarianism into the federal government via a reality czar is something that people on both sides of the aisle should have a problem with. This should not be a partisan issue. Really, the Constitution shouldn't be a partisan issue. I understand there may be different interpretations and different priorities on the left and the right in regards to our Bill of Rights, but free speech, there's a reason why it's in the very First Amendment. It is, like Frederick Douglass said, the dread of tyrants, being able to say what we want to say, speak in opposition to the people in power, say something that is unpopular. As George Orwell said, freedom is the right, the ability to say 2 + 2 = 4. The freedom to be able to speak that which is true, or even just that which we think is central to living in a free society, certainly in a representative democracy in which we live. So this is the reason I, from a conservative perspective, have a problem with this, not just because I worry about how it's going to affect people across the aisle when it comes to free speech, but specifically from my perspective, I have a problem with the party that claims that men are women and should be able to compete against boys in sports, or girls should be able to compete against boys in sports and vice versa, that they should be free to share bathrooms and locker rooms together, that we should intermix prison populations, and we should allow biological men into women's abuse shelters, for example, telling me what is true and what is not. Like, I have a problem with people who believe that kind of nonsense trying to tell me what reality is. I have a problem with the party who says that babies in the womb are blobs until they are taken from until they are born. I have a problem with that party saying that a child in the womb has no right to life because they're not really human. I have a problem with that party, with those people who believe that, telling me what reality is. I have a problem with the people who believe that opening the borders and taxing the middle class will lead to prosperity. I have a problem with the party who daily perpetuates the lies of critical race theory and identity politics and the narrative of racialized police brutality. I have a problem with those people telling me what is true, telling me what is right, telling me what reality is, only talking about disinformation and misinformation when it comes to their political opponents, but refusing to confront it when it comes to their own side. Don't you see the problem with this? If you were someone on the left, can you imagine if Donald Trump, if he appointed, say, I don't know, Jared Kushner or Ivanka Trump to be the reality czar, to tell you what is real and what is not, what kind of real information you're allowed to say, you're allowed to hear, you're allowed to accept, you're allowed to believe? Like, you would probably think that's a problem, right? Because you don't have the same worldview as Jared Kushner. You don't think that you don't have the same view of reality. You don't have the same view of morality. And so it would be a problem if Donald Trump and his administration started to tell you what you can believe, what you can read, what you can say, and trying to control the flow of information that comes into your life. That would be a problem, right? And so you can put yourself in my shoes and see how I don't want the Biden administration, or any administration, by the way, to have a reality czar. And when Kevin Roose so insightfully says that this is dystopian, he is absolutely right.